Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Guardian Down podcast. I'm joined today by ACAD and Civilian.
So,
Guess we're sort of just going to go straight into it. What is your opinion on catalyst ideas for exotics that don't have a catalyst currently?
catalyst. Now, this is a fun one. I've got an idea for this, but I want to see if ACAD's got any first.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that raid exotics should not get catalysts. They're already too strong.
I mean, that's fair. That makes sense, right?
Like
So,
being
like
a raid
Divinity-
exotic, it should just
Divinity, Tarabar, those guns.
every raid exotic.
We give Divinity
Tarabar just needs a good
catalyst.
buff.
Yeah, true. We give Divinity a catalyst, and now spreads to other things. Necrotic grips spreads.
Oh,
That would be not okay.
yeah. Have you got them?
No.
No.
Okay, I have them, so I know what they're like. They're fun.
Civ,
Well, I
what was
guess I'll go
yours? Yeah.
because I want to see one for Wishender.
Okay.
We should, yeah.
I mean, do you call that a relic? Maybe.
No, it's just an exotic quest. It's not really.
Yeah, from the dungeon. What you'd put on it though? Ugh.
I mean, what the gimmick's wall hacks, so I mean...
Yeah, it does. It does already give wall hacks. If you gave it handling, any more handling would probably just break the gun. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
More ammo.
I don't know,
Faster
exotic-
draw time. Just faster draw time.
Yeah, exotic bows are questionable. Like, we just got Leviathan Breath Catalyst.
Wait, that has a catalyst?
Yeah, it just came out the other day.
Oh.
So, I can't remember exactly what it does, but people are saying it's not that great. Like, it's
I mean-
still a good bow for gambit invasions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But overall, you want a bow that can do everything, seeing as it's a long-range weapon, especially a heavy bow.
Yeah, it's.
You want it to be able to do something. You want it to be able to compete with other of those heavy exotics.
Yeah, it kind of didn't have a place early on either.
Yeah, like, I think I only saw it in Gambit for invasions, and that was for a very short time.
Yeah, then Xeno
Yeah,
existed.
Xeno came out.
How about you, Greg? You got any ideas?
For...
Catalyst we need?
I mean, I'd very much like to see a Thorn catalyst.
Thorn
Yeah.
catalyst? Yeah,
I'm
true.
interested in if Hawkmoon's gonna have a catalyst. I'm very hand cannon.
Yeah, well,
for
none
hand
of
cannons.
the hand cannons have catalysts, but since they're bringing back the Holy Trinity, they might start putting out catalysts for them.
Yeah. So like, yeah, last word.
Last Word gets aim assist on PC with the catalyst.
Just bump that aim assist level up, like
Yeah.
10, 20. I'm
Um,
sure it'll be fine,
yeah,
right?
no, I love an exotic hand cannon. I fuck with hand cannons altogether. So
Yeah, and they're all so far the exotic hand cannons are all fairly balanced. Yeah, like,
I mean,
it's not like D1 where you
Ace of
can
Spades
complain about
currently
Thorn.
slaps in Crucible.
Yeah.
Ace of Spades dominance in PvP at the moment is definitely a thing.
Yeah. But that's gonna happen after a big patch and stuff, and especially since they've changed the rate of fire for weapons and
Yeah,
all
hand
that
cannon
jazz.
buffs and
A big,
nerfs.
a big thing about it as well is sunsetting,
yeah.
because your exotics are never going to be sunset.
There's also Sturm. That's gone to a 120 now.
Yeah, Sturm is nice.
Like, if Greg and I have before the patches and stuff.
Tested out Sturm.
Yeah, we were doing
See how far we
Sturm
can
with
take it.
Lunafaction.
Yeah.
And we were hitting like
And, like
110s.
weapons of light, charge with light.
I haven't tried it since the update, but it could be a very viable weapon.
I mean, Ariana's exists though.
Yeah,
Empowering Rift one hit.
but then again, it's only a special.
True. You do need that ammo.
Yeah, like with Sturm, if you get the drain kill, you're sitting in empowering with the lunafactions, you're one tapping.
And like lunafactions boost the range, so you can one tap
Yeah.
from a fair distance.
So like the only problem with that Sturm Drain combo is that sidearms just aren't fantastic for PvP.
Yo.
Like we got Traveler's Chosen out earlier, this year?
Yeah.
That
And
fell off pretty quickly.
yeah, like that it's a good sidearm, but sidearms just aren't good.
Yeah.
Sidearms do kind of lack.
But we don't want Destiny 1 meta again. I did not appreciate that.
Yeah, very true.
I'm guessing that was sidearm dominated.
Yeah, it was like sidearm pulse rifle.
Gonna take this into more of a PvE segment rather than sticking with
my
PvP.
home.
So ACAD, you played Destiny 1 a fair bit.
Yeah. Oh, I got 1,400 hours.
What changes do you think that they will make to Vault of Glass? Bringing
Vault
Vault
of
of
Glass?
Glass.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, let's talk wyverns.
Oh, true. Yeah, the emus.
Seeing as we got new Vex enemies, surely they'll put them in. But you'd think they would change it up, seeing as Destiny 1 we did kill Atheon. And technically, through law, he's dead. So,
But then wasn't House of Wolves when the story mission you had to go into the Vault of Glass because the Fallen were in there?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they could lead somewhere into that sort of direction.
And also Curse of Osiris, that opening cutscene, he was in the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what they're gonna do with it. Like, I don't mind if they bring back just as it was. As long as they put in new weapons.
Yeah, but is that enough though? Like just for nostalgic purposes,
yeah,
satisfying the Destiny community with just OG Vault of
I
Glass?
would like to see a change to it. But
like, I reckon they'll change up the maze.
Yeah.
Like if they kept everything
Gorgons
the same
will be different and
change Gorgons.
The 6 chests might be there. Like that's one thing I'd like to see in more of the raids. Just more hidden chests, like back in Vault of Glass and
like proper jumping
King's
puzzles
Fall.
with hidden chests.
Yeah, like we haven't had a good jumping puzzle in a while. Like King's Fall jumping puzzle was awesome. That one right before you get to the Court of Oryx or whatever.
Yeah. The
That
one
final
where like all
room.
the things on the sides of the walls like come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Like
killed
jumping puzzles like
killed someone
that
every
are
time.
fun. And we had that jumping puzzle in Wrath of the Machine right before first encounter.
Yeah.
That was fun. Like it wasn't over the top like King's Fall, but it was still good.
Yeah,
And even Last Wish
I was
did
all for the
something.
maze, like lamps for Crota. You kind of get the
Yeah,
same vibe
that was fun.
from Crypt.
And then also the maze before Golgoroth. That was good.
See, I don't understand any of this. So
Yeah.
I would...
Yeah, well, they haven't done anything really like it in Destiny 2 yet. Apart from this new raid. Which, like, it's not as good as the other ones because you got to go to these giant bubbles, which aren't really subtle.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, something like Crota's End, you had these small lamps, and there were also, like, ones that you didn't have to go to. And
There was ones that were there to pretty much just throw you off.
yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't a set path. There was a couple you'd take, but some of them would lead you around in a loop, and you could only go past the lamps once.
Yeah,
So,
and I'd like to see more stuff like Vault of Glass after you killed the Templar. You could go either through that main door,
or through
you could go down the secret path to get to the secret chest, like straight away.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of like a Leviathan underbelly system.
Yeah, sort of, but not
yeah.
as over the
But
top as that was.
Yeah.
It was just like one way just drop you down straight into the maze. The other one kind of darted around a little bit and had a chest at the bottom, which
And it
eventually
wasn't-
linked up to the maze.
Yeah, and like it wasn't to avoid, like Castellum, you had to do it if you didn't go through the underbelly. Whereas this one, you could take either path and you would end up at the next encounter.
Okay.
Like I enjoyed underbelly, but it was very extensive. and then
So maybe just like a choose your own adventure between
yeah,
second
yeah.
3 and 4 or something.
Yeah, and it had all the chests and stuff, and like for something as big as Leviathan, I would have preferred that they made it more linear, and you had those jumping puzzles through the raid rather than having to go. When you finish the raid, you got all your keys, then you go into the underbelly. Like, yeah.
So from Vault of Glass, we want things to say
Yeah,
relatively the same, but not exactly.
Yeah, not exactly. I don't mind if they change it up, and like they did say that they're going to be giving it when they bring it back. There's going to be story as to why it's back. So you'd assume that maybe it has
would
something to do with the
say to
Infinite
me-
Forest.
That would say to me that they plan on changing stuff.
Yeah, seeing as they're bringing a story into it,
Which
I don't think it's going to be the same.
I guess for D1 players like you two, it would make it interesting.
Yeah,
Like it's not redoing something you'd already done from what I've heard of the stories a dozen times.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Vault of Glass was like one of the longer ones, but it was also one of the ones that was probably the most fun.
Yeah. Like it did everything right. Like it except for like something like Confluxes, which is kind of boring.
But something I brought up to Banjo the other day is like one thing that's going to be different is we don't have Icebreaker this time, so you can't do Oracles up top.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's one gun that I'm conflicted on. Like I love it as an exotic. It's really unique, but it's so strong. And like I don't know how they could make it less powerful than.
It'd be hard to balance it in PvP.
Yeah,
as well.
like, and that's the same thing with something like Galahorn. That's probably why they've taken it out.
Yeah, those are guns that probably won't come back.
Yeah, they're just too strong. But then, also in Destiny 1, the bosses were also stronger. So in like Destiny 2, if they brought back Icebreaker and Galahorn, we'd be melting these bosses. They need to make bosses stronger again. And like, if they made bosses as strong as they were in D1, Icebreaker and Galahorn would be more viable for a comeback. Even though they have said that Galahorn are coming back. They haven't confirmed that Icebreaker's not coming back, which is like, we could see it later down the line, but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I mean, while we're talking about exotics, do you want to talk about exotics from D1 that should come back to D2?
Yeah,
like No Land Beyond.
Yeah, No Land Beyond.
It's one that I
never
very
really
passionate
used
about.
it. Yeah, I never used it too much. Like I did play Trials, but most of my Trials experience was before it like was a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not too conflicted on it coming back, but I did remember how strong it was when it was at its prime.
Yeah. No Land Beyond was good because it was when they started making all the special changes. It was a primary ammo sniper.
Yeah. Was it primary ammo?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay.
It could only ever have 9 reserves though.
Yeah.
It was a very small reserves.
Yeah, yeah. No, the one thing I used No Land Beyond for was just wasting ammo in Crota's End.
Because you put it on, fire 3 shots.
You do the sprint reload or whatever.
Dude, that's something. One of the mechanics I missed was, remember in D1 when you could stand in water and shoot your foot and you'd kill yourself?
Yeah, they patched it though.
Yeah, they did end up patching
in Crota's End.
That would have been a nice touch to have in D2. Bring back.
Yeah, it's just good
wipe mechanic.
Like if you need a wipe, like what fight is it in Deepstone Crypt? There's one where you just can't wipe until they wipe you. I think it's the first encounter. You've got nowhere to go. You just have to wait until an enemy kills you or until he does the wipe mechanic.
Yeah.
Like I think in every raid room and encounter, you should be able to wipe yourself because it just lessens the hassle.
Speaking of D1 things like Easter eggs, you seen the old loot cave up in the Skywatch? How it still has the remains there?
Yeah, I was excited when I saw that.
It says like not a million deaths is enough to satisfy the Cryptarch with engrams or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a nice touch. It was just like, because
Yeah, I'm glad they kept it.
Cosmodrome comes back. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, is the loot cave still a thing?"
Yeah. Now, one thing about Cosmodrome coming back though, there's nothing to do there.
Yeah, but that
Like,
could
that's
lead
so
into
disappointing.
season of the hunt, because like there was
Yeah.
trailers at the start of those Hive. What are they called? Cryptoglyphs or whatever they are.
Yeah, the cryptoliths.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely going to be more cryptoliths there as the story goes on.
because there was
from what
one
we've
in
seen.
the Skywatch. So I mean, the season of the hunt's going to be taken to the Cosmodrome.
Yeah. But that's like the one thing about this DLC so far. It's so little.
Yeah, the slow story outlet. Like,
I don't even think it's because they've sunset so much. I think they just haven't put in as much as they should be. Like, we had.
I think it's there. It's just that they're releasing it weekly, like with the.
Yeah. Like,
They seem to
if
be a
Season
bit
of
of
the
a
Hunt was a
slower
thing that.
burn on it.
Yeah, if Season of the Hunt was like started last week, but you got like a couple of missions rather than just the one and a couple of cryptoliths, it would be a lot more enjoyable. It's just I feel like the content's coming out too slow.
Yeah.
Like I'm hoping Hawkmoon, the quest will be on Cosmodrome, because I don't know what will be. Like, we know cryptoliths will be there, but that's just going to be repeatable shit that we do over and over.
Who doesn't love repeating things over and over?
Yeah.
Doing the same thing for very little gain over and over again for hours on end.
Yeah.
That sounds like crazy talk, right?
I do as Bungie guides.
Yeah, like, I'm excited for Hawkmoon to come back, but that's one exotic 100%. I'm looking forward to. I don't know, Vex Mythoclast, do you think that's coming back? Raid exotic?
I mean, it's very much a viability because, you know, it's tied to Vault of Glass, and they've said Vault of Glass is coming back.
Like, I don't want any of the OG legendaries to come back from it.
What, so no Fatebringer, no Found Verdicts?
No, I want new weapons from it.
Praetor's Revenge, Praetorian Foil. Dude, they were all so good, though.
I know, exactly. They were all too good.
Very true. I remember running Atheon's epilogue for the old Thorn quest.
Yeah. They were all too good weapons. Like, I'd love to see them again. But then again, I would rather new content rather than just another nostalgia trip.
It was just like, Fatebringer was so meta. Like,
yeah, when Crota's End first came out, if you had that for the first, like the maze room.
Yeah,
you were
shoot one thrall, you kill like 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah, you kill all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, if they bring back other raids, like, because we are supposed to be going back to the Dreadnought in the lore or whatever, like, even Osiris went back to the Dreadnought with this DLC. So, like, you'd think that would be a hint as to us going back to the Dreadnought later on. So, I don't think they'll... Actually, I think Oryx might be coming back in lore. That's why Nokris is here.
How much do you know about the lore side of things?
You know, I watch a Bife video here and there, and then I get like stuck in it for a while. And like, I'm just like throwing it out here.
Yeah, all opinion.
I'm assuming that like Nokris came back because Savathunn wanted to learn the necromancy, right?
Right.
Use Nokris for necromancy. So you'd think that why would she need that for? It's most likely to bring Oryx back. You'd think. I think it's a good possibility that Oryx comes back and we see the trio. Yeah. We see Zevil, Wrath, Oryx, and Savathunn later on in Lightfall or Witch Queen, sorry.
Bit of a Hive party. Bit of a reunion.
Like, because we've only had one Hive raid, and technically it was only Hive because of Goron. We haven't had anything to do with the Hive in D2. It's all just been in the background with the Hive.
And like Crota was like a mad story, and then you had like the Dreadnought, which was more so taken, I guess, but
yeah, but it was also that Hive background.
Yeah, it was the Hive. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Like, it was being orchestrated by the Hive.
That's it.
So, I think something like Witch Queen, that's where we'll be seeing the Hive make a comeback. Seeing as we spent so much time on the Hive in D1 as well, we're dealing with all the other stuff at the moment. And then
I guess all
Hive
the
are just
talk
going
in
to strike
D1
while
was
we're out.
like, oh, it's another Fallen raid. Like, why can't we get a Cabal one? And then in D2 we get a Cabal one, and it's trash.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but I hated Leviathan.
Yeah, you'd think for the first raid for the next game, it would have been amazing, like Vault of Glass was.
Yeah, it didn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah, no, but I don't think Destiny 2 will ever feel like Destiny 1. It's never going to feel like that, and I think people who complain that Destiny 2 is bad, they're the people that want it to be like Destiny 1.
Yeah. Very true.
So,
next question: Stasis and Crucible thoughts.
Well, they've already nerfed Warlock, so I'm happy with that. Warlock could do a full lap around the map and still kill you. Yeah,
I've noticed that they nerfed the projectile melee range.
Yeah,
like, which was like me as someone who's been playing Warlock pretty much the whole start of Beyond Light. I noticed that needed to be changed because you could snipe someone with your melee and freeze them.
Yeah.
Like as long as you if you've been using all mountaintop last season, you can aim a melee to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess that's the thing, is it's a melee, right?
Yeah.
It's not meant to be cross mapping people.
Yeah, well, it's not like the Celestial Fire.
Yeah,
Celestial Fire is inaccurate though.
Yeah, and the tracking throws it off half the time. Like, it doesn't track to someone, it tracks away from them.
Yeah, the Stasis melee is just direct and it tracks. So it's just good that they've nerfed it, and you have to be a bit closer.
The blanket buff on freeze times, it's probably been nice.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like it's been bugged because the consistency of freeze time has just been really odd.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like you get freeze longer if you get hit by a super, but like I'll get meleeed and be frozen for like piss all time. But like in a super, I feel like I'm stuck for an eternity.
Yeah. No, but I enjoy it at the moment. I think it's a good addition to Crucible. And especially since they're on top of like these nerfs at the moment, seeing as it is so new.
Yeah, bringing out
I'm glad to see that.
Buffs in less than a week or in a battle is actually really good of them.
Yeah, they got right on top of it.
As opposed to, One Eye, Mountain Top,
yeah, Spectral Blades. Spectral Blades last forever.
Yeah, especially with the exotic.
Yeah, like, I'm glad to see that they're on top of the new stuff. And they got right on top of it when it was, when that Warlock, the Shadebinder, was insta-killing bosses. They made sure that was ready to go before the new raid came out.
Yeah, I'd say that was heavily motivated for the raid as well.
If they didn't do that, it would have been just either raid delay or the raid would have been finished in like under 2 hours. Which you probably don't really want happening.
Yeah, probably not something you want happening.
What do you guys think of the raid so far? I know we haven't completed it yet. I completed it last night.
I think the new mechanic is pretty cool with the whole different buffs. This person has to do this.
I feel like
it work together.
Definitely brings out the fact that this isn't a raid like Crota in D1 where it's soloable. Like, there's definitely a heavy team aspect to it,
Yeah, everyone has to do something, which I love.
Like, is a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you have to count on your second member who's with you, that you guys are on the same page at all times.
I think it's very good. I think it's just because it's come out so, like, recently.
Yeah,
teams are still getting used to being coordinated and organized. But we've had experience now without the contest mode. It's really easy.
Yeah, that
but
contest
it's just the mechanics that we're still getting organized on.
But like that mechanic, the first one that we did when it introduced us to the 3.
Yeah.
Like, and we aced that like second go.
Yeah, I don't know how we did that.
And that's the thing,
Yeah,
like,
that-
I very much thought, like, oh, there's shit going everywhere, like, this is so unorganized, like, at one point back, he's like, all right, let's wipe, and then I think it was you, AK,
Yeah, and then
that you were like, no,
I said no, we can still do it. Yeah,
and you were like,
and we got it.
we've got this.
Yeah, we had a lot of close scrapes with that one.
Yeah, but like we ended up doing it. I like that encounter, seeing as it, like, I don't know what it was about it, but it was good. Like,
Yeah,
and the atmosphere changed while we're doing it as well. Like the ship just
The
started
ship was like
crashing
plummeting.
after each one we did.
Yeah, it's a really funky idea to have it change.
It was an
raid.
interactive raid. Like we went right up into space, and
So the part that we're up to, that's the last part, yeah.
yeah, that's the final boss.
Yeah, final boss. Yeah, dude, I wish we could have kept going, but my patience is wearing so thin.
Yeah, like those bugs at the moment where you just get insta killed by being whacked. Like I got last night when I was doing it, I got killed by a teammate like just nudging me,
Yeah.
which is kind of depressing.
Yeah,
Like like it said his name and misadventure. I was like, okay, cool.
Friendly fires.
which I
turned
don't
on.
think it even shows that if it is your teammate that kills you.
Yeah, it showed his name. It was just like what? It was like it was Gambit. It was PvPe.
Yeah. But the weapons and armor all look fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's very good this year round.
Yeah,
like
I've been using the hand cannon for literally the last hour, and like
Yeah.
I'm vibing with it.
like Garden of Salvation. The armor and the weapons were like nice, but they were very simplistic. This time around, they like look insane. Like they're weapons you want to get, not for the perks, but for the look.
Yeah.
I feel like that sniper, high impact, and like super high range, but 3 in the mag. Seeing as snipers aren't what they used to be with DPS and stuff, like it'd
It's
still probably
definitely
be
interesting to add that option in there, though.
yeah, like, but I still want to get it because of how good it looks.
Yeah, just the aesthetic of the guns overall is really nice.
And like the armor looks good as well. Like it's not over the top. Like what's something that looks insane?
Crota.
Old school
Yeah.
Crota.
I don't know. I don't think raid armor is overly insane. It's just very unique.
Mm.
I wish they had gone more all out with the garden armor. I
Yeah,
think if the Vex parts of them were a little bit more spiky, it would have been
Yeah.
really nice.
I wish they made more armor like Moments of Triumph from D1, where like you don't have to put the ornaments on. That's just what it looks like. I would prefer armor that looks like that.
Flashy armor, yeah.
Yeah, like with
Like,
the lights and like the
Like,
theme.
do you remember when they reskinned the Crota armor to have all the projection stuff on it?
Yeah, the glowy green.
Yeah. Remember seeing like a warlock in that full armor with like glowhoo on it? Like,
Yeah.
they just looked good.
And then I also like the Taken King, the King's Fall ornaments. Like on the Hunter and the Warlock, they looked ridiculous. Oh, I want more armor like that from our raids.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they don't need to be afraid of getting in there and making them look crazy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're gonna spend an hour or two in a raid trying to get it done, you
you
want
want
something
good
to
stuff.
show it off, like being like, oh yeah, I've got the raid
Yeah.
armor.
And also with raids, hard mode needs to come back or something of the likeness.
I mean, they did have like challenge mode with
Yeah, they had the prestige mode where you could only use certain weapons, but it's
Yeah.
not really the same because you could still revive and stuff. I think if they were to do anything, I think they should give you an option to activate contest mode, and then that's the mode you have to do to get the raid exotic.
That'd be interesting. Or maybe they do drop it as like an alternate version of the armor.
Yeah, or something like that.
Adapt version,
Yeah,
like what they're gonna
adapt
do
weapons.
with trials.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that because then you could go into the normal mode, you could practice and do all of that, and then you can go and do the contest mode for the raid exotic. but we need something more challenging and something you want to work towards in the end game. Especially since we aren't getting a new game. You want players who already have everything and have already done everything hundreds of times. You want them to have something to do, so so you can keep
you have to bring in
part of your player base.
Yo, definitely.
Like we've got Grandmaster Nightfall and stuff like that, but to do that, it's just a grind. Grinding your artifact up so you can be that power level isn't really fun.
He's going around doing bounties and
yeah, and it's not even really worth it. Yeah, you get exotics quicker, which can have good rolls and stuff like that.
There is also the strategy to it, though, like learning how to do it. Which
it's learning how to do the strikes and using your overload and all your mods properly and all that stuff. But mainly to do the Grandmaster, you need to have that, like, you need to be max gear level and then have a good 15, 25 levels on your artifact.
Yeah.
To make it somewhat easy. And that's with all 3 people on your fire team. Like, it is soloable, but you want to make things easy for yourself most of the time, unless you're doing the challenge for some sort of reason.
There needs to be a decent incentive to actually do these harder modes that isn't just...
Yeah, we got Ascendant Shards that are, like, common in the Grandmaster, and exotics are common in the Grandmaster. But for Ascendant Shards, you can just go into Pit of Heresy on all 3 characters each week, get that Masterworked item at the end. And there you go, there's 6 prisms. You get an Ascendant Shard from that.
I need to go do my Pit of Heresies for this week. So they still drop Masterworked?
Yeah, it's just not Pinnacle no more.
Okay, cool.
So, like, there's really no point in doing a Grandmaster, because I think, like, if I have a look now, I think exotics are still common at the tier before that. Let's have a look. Yeah, exotics are still common. So you got the 1280, which is common, and Grandmaster exotics are common. Even at Legend 1250, exotics are common. So, like, there's really no point in doing Grandmaster. Because you can get Ascendant Shards easily. You don't have to do nowhere near as much work for it. So what's the point in even doing a Grandmaster if there's nothing you can even...
I suppose the one point to it would be there isn't a cap to how many times you can do it.
Yeah, like, you can farm exotics and stuff, but what do you do once you've got all your gold rolls? Like, if you spend a day... Like, next week we've got double rewards for Nightfall. So, like, if you spend a whole day just farming Nightfalls with people that wanted to farm Nightfalls with you, you're gonna get gold rolls. And, like, you only need gold rolls for a certain few exotics that you use, because you're not using every exotic armor piece in the game. Half of them are terrible.
Yeah, half of them are very situational.
Yeah, like, one thing I love about Beyond Light so far is the solo lost sectors for the new exotic stuff.
Yeah, that's been a really cool idea.
That's fun. It's a good challenge for a solo player. Solo players can still get it, and
it's still something I haven't gone and done.
Yeah, like,
shit's hard.
Yeah,
I did mine at 1240, I think.
Yeah,
and it's not a guaranteed drop, so you still have to work for it. Like, I did like 20 runs, I think, on my Titan, and I still haven't got the Icefall Mantle.
Oh,
it's not even that good though. Can't sprint, can't double jump, stuff like that. Like, I got my Hunter gauntlets and my Warlock gauntlets, and those are fun. I don't even really want to get the Titan ones, but, like, those solo lost sectors on a higher difficulty, it's fun. It gives lost sectors a purpose.
True. They're not just
besides
like a good
farming kills for missions.
Yeah,
like, lost sectors were useless back when Destiny 2 first came out. And now with this DLC, I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see more lost sectors with unique rewards. Yeah, unique rewards, and at a higher level, harder difficulty. Like, I don't know what else they could do. Like, what's something else they could do that puts a higher difficulty on it, but something that's more group oriented?
I
Like,
mean,
we
I
got
reckon I
Nightfall.
should suggested the just the harder raid modes.
Yeah, harder raid mode would be excellent to see with different drops or drops you can't get in the normal mode.
But
Yeah, I'm not
they
too
did that
sure.
in D1 where on challenge mode they gave you the raid weapons, but they had like a reskin on them.
Yeah, the hard mode you get like in normal mode, King's Fall they'll be white, King's Fall,
Yeah, but
and then
hard mode they were black.
yeah, but like they can't do that because you got your weapon shaders now. You didn't have weapon shaders back then.
Yeah, I think one of the other things is with the Eververse store, and I know it's a bit of a touchy subject, but they
Yeah.
don't want to put all this awesome looking stuff when they can be, well, selling it for money. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they are a company; they do need to make money.
Especially since they've split off from Activision.
Yeah, there's a huge
But,
amount
like,
of their resources.
Even then, when they were with Activision, like Activision was still making them put everything in the Eververse store. It's definitely gotten better since they split off from Activision, even though they probably need more money now than when they were with them.
I feel like even just being able to buy the what do you call it? Season of the Dawning. Was it no Hero Shader? Oh, come on, work with me here. The Solstice armor. There we go.
Oh yeah,
Even being able to buy
like
that
those
with
ornaments.
Bright Dust.
yeah. Like
Having the option to buy it with Bright Dust. So like people that have been playing since day dot have a shit ton of Bright Dust.
Yeah.
That they've got almost nothing to spend it on.
Yeah,
I know that's what I spent my Bright Dust on. I had like 20 something K. I was just like, oh,
I didn't even bother this year with the solstice stuff, but I didn't realize that it was ornamental this year,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty mad about because I worked my ass off last year for it, and now it's sunset,
Yeah.
and it didn't. I didn't automatically get the ornaments for it because I had already done it. I think I got a bit people who did it last year and didn't do it this year. You got ripped off, because it is pretty cool looking armor.
Yeah,
I was mad about that.
Definitely some of the cooler armor in the game.
Yeah, and I think what they need to do is put felwinters in the kiosk. It's too overpowered of a weapon for just a few people to have it now, especially since the kiosk is a thing.
Yeah.
And
so
they've also put the ornament for felwinters in Eververse this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that really interesting.
So you'd think, since they're putting the ornament in the shop, you'd think that it would be in the kiosk. It's too strong of a weapon for just a few people to have it.
Yeah, it really is that go-to PvP shotgun.
Yeah, like it's an annoying weapon, and if you don't have it, it's even more annoying because you can't combat it unless you're like sniping from far away. But most PvP maps don't have that distance anymore, like D1 did.
Very true. Anyway, we'll probably wrap that up here.
Yeah.
Going for like 40 minutes.
I went on a rant there.
I can tell you're really passionate about felwinters.
Sorry, I took over your podcast for a second.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll wrap that up and
idea,
we'll
right?
call that the first episode.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone
Awesome.
for listening. And
Until
then,
next time,
Next
Guardian
time.
down.
Guardian down.
Guardian down.